I run through the vent as he follows me. I make it into the party room. Toy Bonnie quickly follows me. Then I see him bolt out of the vent. I look at him with my flashlight. He slowly turns his head at me. He stares at me, then twitches. I back up, but see two yellow metal arms grab me. I turn around to see Toy Chica's beakless face. I turn back to Bonnie to see his face in mine. Chica covers my mouth as Toy Bonnie's head slowly twitches closer. I need to use something to fight back with, but what? I look at Bonnie's dented nose. Then I see Chica's cupcake in Chica's hand. I can use her cupcake for something. I grab Toy Chica's cupcake, which is surprisingly detachable, and throw it at Toy Bonnie. He gets stunned for a second as Chica's cupcake falls into the ground. Chica lets me go as she rushes to grab her cupcake. I take the advantage to go back to the office, then I go back to checking cameras. It is now 5 a.m. I look at the cameras to see withered Freddy in the main stage room. His eyes cracked and choleric. I think Henry said that Michael threw a brick at Freddy's eye when the animatronics tried attacking him the night before the place closed down. Freddy leaves the main stage room. I continue checking the cameras to look for him. I put down my cameras, then I see his body towering over me. His broken eye would flicker on and off. I reach for the Freddy mask and put it on. I don't think it's going to fool him though. Then I see the desk fan. I pick it up and whack him in his broken ear. It seems to distract him. I rush out of the room and rush out of the building. My shift is almost over, so the next shift worker should be arriving anytime soon. Point of view, Henry. The road, 1987. I walk down the street. I walk down on the street. I see all the children playing in the yard. They have no idea what I'm going to do. I continue walking down the street. I begin to think about all that I've done. All the horrible things. I think about all the children I've killed. All the lives I've ended. As I turn the corner, I see a newspaper taped on the side of the building. It says, "Decade since murder at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. The killer is still not found." I begin to remember the smiling faces of the kids before they met their end. I remember the news, interviews of the parents of the victims. "What a horrible man," they would say. "They should keep looking for him," they would say. "He should burn for what he's done," they will say. And all of them were right. I eventually make it home. It's going to be over soon. I'm ready, I say. Then an animatronic dog I made walks in. He holds a silver blade. I made him just for this occasion. He walks over to me. Then he looks up at me. "Get it over with," I tell it. He raises the blade. Then I feel the blade hit my stomach. It's all over now. Point of view, William Afton. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, 1987. It's been a few weeks since the grand reopening. Everyone seems to be happy so far. The only thing wrong is Toy Foxy. She really attracted toddlers. And you know how they are. They can't keep their hands to themselves. They would take Toy Foxy apart. Now she is just a mingle of parts. She's basically an endoskeleton with her mask. Feet, hands, and bow tie. The endoskeleton of her parrot is still connected. They demolished her so she can't walk very well. She can get around by crawling or climbing. We would sometimes see her clenching to the ceiling. There is a new day shift worker today. She used to be the night guard, but the old shift worker quit. And I don't blame him, so we promoted the old night guard. I don't remember the new shift worker, though. Everybody is enjoying the show. Mangle, aka Toy Foxy, is still entertaining the toddlers. Then the new day shift worker arrives. I think his name is Jeremy Fitzgerald. "Good job on the promotion," I tell him. "Thanks," he says. He begins talking to the customers before his shift actually starts. "I heard that Henry killed himself a couple weeks ago. It would hurt me bad, but I haven't talked to him in years, so I kind of grew apart from him." I continue looking at the day shift worker's excellent performance. Then I look over to the Mangle. The toddlers keep touching her, but her focus is on the day shift worker. She just stares at him. I look over to the stage and see Toy Chica staring at him too. They must think that he's a criminal. I watch as the mangle crawls around. I see her crawl towards the new day shift worker. She grabs him by the shoulder. He turns around, surprised, but they both don't move. I can hear parents whispering to each other as this happens. Then suddenly, Mangle's mouth opens. She puts her mouth around She puts her mouth on his forehead, then bites his frontal lobe out. Blood spills onto the floor. The man screams in pain, but still lives. I can hear concerned people gasp and scream as this happens. Mangle's facial recognition must have glitched and thought he was a criminal. Suddenly, Chica jumps off stage and rips off her beak. She turns toward the man, but workers rush to her and held her down. They turned her off as she hits the ground. Workers rush to Mangle and turn her off. People begin to leave. I turn them all off, I yell. I know as the workers' animatronics recognize I know that the other animatronics recognize what's going on and might try to attack him as well. Workers rush to the stage in order to turn all the other animatronics off. I turn toward the parts and service room. Withered Foxy stands in front of the open door staring at the man who just got bit. The man who got bit rushes to Foxy in order to turn him off. Foxy looks at him, then digs his hook into the man's arm. The man turns Foxy off, then locks the parts and service door. We need to get you to a hospital, I tell the man. I hear the ambulance pull up in the parking lot. I help the man to the ambulance. They pull him aside, then the ambulance pulls away. The place is filled with police officers. I look around, having trouble processing what just happened. I walk back inside to talk to the police. I look around and the officers are putting police tape all over the walls. What's going on, I ask. Are you the owner of this place? Asks the officer. Well, the co-founder of that county, I ask. Do you have anything to do with this, he asks. I don't want to tell him the truth because he might arrest me. It was me who equipped them with that artificial intelligence. It was that confused them and made them think that guy was a bad. So I decided to lie. No, I had nothing to do with it, I say. Alright, he says. Ooh, that was chapter 7. Now it's chapter 6, facial recognition. A lot happened there too. There was the bite of 87 where Mangle walked up and bit out that guy's frontal lobe. Interesting, right? And, yeah, that a lot happened there. Okay, well, let's go to chapter 7. Chapter 7, Officers Overnight. Point of view, Circus Baby. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, 1987. I drive into the new Freddy Fazbear's Pizza parking lot. This is the first time Michael's father has seen me in my new suit before. Hopefully he doesn't notice me very well. Hopefully he'll think I'm Michael. Oh, hey Michael, he says. Oh god, I can't believe he's falling for this. I'm surprised he didn't notice me inside of this body. So what happened, I ask. But one of the animatronics bit a new employee, he says. Dang, I tell him. William Afton. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, 1987. I continue talking to my son. I haven't talked to him in years. Do you want to catch up, I ask? He gives a concerned look. It looks like he's having trouble making facial movements. It's like he isn't him. Sure, he says. I begin to give him my address. But he interrupts me. I know where you live, he says. He walks away in strange robotic movements and heads toward to where he came from. Something confused me, though. I look closely at his eyes. Something seems off about them. They were purple. No human that has ever existed ever had purple eyes. His eyes were brown before. Technical difficulties, I'm so sorry. No human that has ever existed has ever had purple eyes. His eyes were brown the last time I've seen him. Also, his movements are inhuman. When he moves, it's like he doesn't know how to walk as well as he did. His skin is much lighter than it was before. It's like it's rotting like it died a long time ago. Afton, yells a voice from behind me. I turn around to see a police officer telling me to come over. I walk to him. What do you need, I ask. We're shutting this place down, he says. You're what, I ask. We're going to get rid of the animatronics in the most necessary way, he continues. But it's only been open for a few weeks, to tell him. Sorry, Afton, he says. Point of view, Officer Jin. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, 1987. I placed the animatronics in their boxes. Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica are now in their crates. A couple of officers are walking over to Foxy. She's a mangled mess. Her mouth is filled with blood from the man that got bit. They pull her over to the crate.